Welcome back to XRP Lite. I assume that might come to be, which includes Bitcoin and different technologies, which you realize, frankly, just makes experience from a diversification point of view. This is the interview right here that brought about serious speculation of an XRP strategic reserve. And it's one of the three fundamental motives why we experience XRP is inside the spotlight again, why it is a prime role to pump very quickly. There also are lots of different reasons why XRP may want to pass all the way to the moon. So as an example, there may be now the long-standing lawsuit with the SEC as opposed to Ripple that is coming to give up, thankfully, after 4 years. It's massive. No longer handiest for Ripple and XRP, but for the relaxation of crypto too. So the question was whether there was as much competition for XRP as there is for Ripple and XRP, but for the relaxation of crypto too. Big information is likewise that the contemporary SEC chair, Gary Gensler, is resigning on the 20th of January in sync with Donald Trump's inauguration to the presidency. So Gensler kind of seemed to be the instigator at the back of that lawsuit with the SEC and with Ripple. And then as Trump suggested, at the least as a ways as we recognize, Paul Atkins is going to be the brand new SEC chair. This represents a whole lot greater fantastic view in terms of coverage and in phrases of regulation for extensively talking, sure, the cryptocurrency zone, but mainly for Ripple XRP. Welcome to the channel. I desire you all of the nice of good fortune in case you select to make investments. Maybe that is into XRP, maybe that's into some of our different favored altcoins. Either manner, I absolutely wish you very thoroughly, but I am now not a monetary or investment consultant. Just maintain that in mind, and additionally bear in mind that this video, with the aid of extension, is not official monetary or investment advice. Okay, so first and fundamental, this entire lawsuit between the SEC and Ripple in reality dates all of the manner again to 2020. That is, whilst the Securities and Trade Commission alleged that XRP was an unregistered protection, Ripple raised 1.3 billion in the course of their ICO. All of the manner returned in 2013. However, a court docket ruling at the 13th of July 2023 interpreted matters in another way. It found that XRP and by extension other cryptocurrencies aren't securities. So this is to say, as long as the sale is on a public alternative. Now, it might grow to be a safety when it's brought to institutional traders, and this become the US District Court docket, the Southern District of New York. As an end result, the SEC dropped their prices in opposition to Garlinghouse and Larsson. Those are the founders of Ripple. This turned into in October 2023, so only some months ago. But the SEC endured to look for large fines from Ripple, and then as an end result, the SEC definitely appealed numerous rulings. Here's the component, though. Come the 15th of January, genuinely in only some days, there may be a cut-off date for his or her attraction. As I cited in advance, the modern SEC chair, Gary Gensler, is set to step down. He's going to synchronize his departure from the SEC at the equal day as Trump gets inaugurated. So this is on the 20th of January, and so truly for all forms of distinct reasons, it's really quite not likely that the SEC will continue with their enchantment. Unless a curveball scenario here, Gensler is spiteful on his way out and he wishes that to be kind of his farewell to the crypto industry. But look, as I already cited, it truly is form of, like I stated, curveball, name it, black swan scenario. This is quite not likely. It is, but possible. I just do not suppose it will be prudent for him to accomplish that. I do not suppose it would in reality serve lots of purposes. It would appear as bitter. It might look abnormal as a pass, the chances of which can be very low. However, it's far off possibility. But the lawsuit makes this situation a precedent on how crypto tasks can legally enhance finances. And because it appears right now, Ripple is going to be walking far away from this as the winner. How accurate is that prosecution? The new SEC chair will most possibly rule in favor of Ripple in the destiny, or as a minimum simply type of allow the case die and fizzle out. Now there is also pretty exciting speak about the ability of an XRP ETF, and 4 companies have already filed for such an ETF. These are some of the larger names obtainable: 21 Shares, Bitwise, Canary Capital and Know-How Tree. And truly there are 2 applicants who've their ETF software accepted. These are XRP and Solana. They're each a lot in the driver's seat for approvals this year. And according to Polymarket, which you could take into account from the presidential election, this is an internet prediction marketplace, according to them, and they do kind of represent the wisdom of the gang, XRP is 71% in all likelihood to get accredited this year. And that's a range that has been going up these days. In fact, it is up by 20% in just a few days. And of course, an ETF approval for XRP might lead to a charge increase. I don't suppose all people definitely disputes that. So if you examine all of the variables and all of the situations right here as we approach January 20th, and then in the end past that, these are all warning signs of truly what a difference a new crypto pleasant US authorities and management could make. And then on pinnacle of that for a right measure, like I stated, you can also upload a new and greater crypto pleasant SEC chair into that equation. Market sentiment for all these reasons and a couple extra has critically changed for the better. For instance, a Solana ETF approval is now at 74% probability according to Polymarket. Preserve in mind that the approval timeline for an ETF is 240 days. Just do not count on Paul Atkins to approve any ETFs on his first day in office. He's should settle down and find the groove in phrases of that new position, take stock of factors. But from that factor onwards, he may be capable of make clear policies, make matters a little bit extra clear. But then as a consequence, it is pretty possibly that we're going to see an ETF approval or a couple of ETF approvals later this year in 2025. And I'd say that the chances right now are higher than no longer, so that it will encompass an XRP ETF. Now, on pinnacle of all this, there's a new variable that's been mentioned lately. It simply best popped up in a widespread way a few days ago. But I'm speaking now approximately a strategic XRP reserve. Really, all this speculation started out at some point of an interview among Debbie Ryan and Brad Garlinghouse, the latter of that is of Root, Ripple's CEO. Now, on this interview, Garlinghouse mentions the following, quote, "There is a few communicate approximately a crypto reserve." I suppose that would become, which includes Bitcoin and other technologies, which you realize, frankly, simply makes experience from a diversification point of view, end quote. Now, this interview went live on LinkedIn on the 1st of January, and really it is including some fuel and a few momentum to that final capability of an XRP strategic reserve. Once or while this gets picked up, we may see any other charge increment for XRP, I imply. This would really blow the roof off the rate of XRP, in my opinion, but that is a bit greater some distance fetch. It nevertheless appears to be largely a opportunity, no longer always something it has been planned out. At least for the time being, there is continuing statistics backstage that we might not be privy to, that we're no longer yet aware of, so who knows. Keep in mind also that Garlinghouse would not immediately simply say that this is a reality, more of a possibility. So a ways it has been, broadly speaking, members of the XRP Navy which have, picked up in this, and maybe they're seeking to make it a truth, happen it into something real. It's not the worst concept in the global.